It's about that time for emancipation. Yeah, on the don't know the thing said. This is vibrations. You know what I mean? Like, share, and subscribe to the Emancipate Show. On the don't know is.
Thank you all, folks, for joining. It's the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. Um, Today's topic we're going to talk about is this new abortion law that they passed. I don't know if it's active in New York, but I don't think it is. But let's just see how it go. Anyway, Ms. Castillo, how you feel about this new law that they're incorporating with us people and fathers, but more likely geared towards women.
Well, first of all, it's an infringement on our constitutional rights. That's number one. It's a law that's been in place for over 50 years. And I feel like it's our body, our choice. But for the most part, the consensus is that, we're killing babies. But pro-choice does not mean that you're pro-abortion. It's all part of healthcare, women's healthcare. There are women that are sometimes in a marriage or in a relationship that may not be ready for this newborn that's coming, maybe not financially, maybe you got to think about a lot of things, even mentally, you know what I'm saying, you're not prepared. So I feel like it's our choice. We should be able to make a choice on our own bodies, our own uterus, and I mean, is a man supposed to be part of it? I believe so, because obviously we did not make the baby by ourselves, right?
A fact.
So I feel like, in my opinion, it's only laws being made to regulate us in what we can and cannot do. We forget that a man is part of this equation. We can, like I said, that it's the sperm that's getting us pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm very much against it. I'm very disheartened, saddened. I'm beyond upset. I can't even find the right words. I've been keeping up with what's going on, but it's really difficult because it's just, I feel like as a woman, for many years, I feel like we've been oppressed. There's been so much that we've had to um, fight for: voting rights. I mean, it's nameless. So many things. There's a list, a laundry list of things that we've had. I mean, there was a point that we couldn't even have a bank account if our husbands weren't, didn't allow us. It's like we didn't have a voice, and finally, we have laws in place that protect us, and look how little by little we're getting stripped away of them. It's for lack of a better word, unfair. So
All
I
right.
feel that men should be accountable. I feel that the men have to be brought into this subject matter. They should be you know they should be right along with us, voicing their opinion, and they should be backing us up. We need that support.
Okay.
That's my take.
Okay. Do you think this law that they have in place is actually to protect women or just a particular kind of woman?
Do I think it's to do what now? Can you repeat that?
All right. Let me just come out and say the law that they're trying to put on women. Do you think it's just for just black women or just everybody, or they have a plan in place when it comes towards this law?
I think they have a plan in place. I think it's a plan. I saw a clip of a congresswoman that was at a Trump rally that said, "Thank you for saving white lives." I think she said was
Yeah.
I'm quoting her. And I don't know, for many people, speaking on a political point of view, a lot
Ted,
of
mute
people.
your phone, Ted.
Excuse me.
No, 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 not you. Ted, mute your phone if you're not going to talk yet.
All right.
Go ahead, sweetheart.
And when I saw that clip from that congresswoman who made that audacious statement, that there is a plan in place. I think it's and I said politically speaking before we were interrupted, that if you're looking at it in that point of view politically, that they are basically saying we need, because they're in the minority now. The white Caucasian, let me say Caucasian folks in this country feel that they're becoming the minority. Uh, Black folk, Hispanics, other races are becoming the majority. And this they always claim that this is their land. You know what I'm saying? Which is false. But once again, I think that it's a plan in place so that they can continue, so that white women cannot abort, because they need the opinion or the consensus is more white folks, more white children, more workers, more people, for corporate America, people to make money. You know how it is in this country with their love for money and then guns, but that's another conversation. But
Right.
yeah, I think that that's what it is. I think it's a plan in place. I know this sounds bad, but I don't think they're too worried about Black lives or brown or any other race. It's always their agenda all the time.
A
I
fact.
that
A fact.
that's how I feel. I think it's always their agenda. I think that it's about saving their lives and having more white people, because they're finding themselves in the minority, and they need to, I guess, quote unquote, rise up again.
But
So, but it's
they're
affecting every woman. It's not just affecting them, it's affecting every woman. There's going to be women right now in states that can literally be arrested and charged with murder. There's going to be doctors that are going to be charged and tried in court if they even attempt to, continue with these procedures. And this is insanity.
you drive a very good point. At the same token, they are not they're not the majority. Blacks and Spanish are the majority.
Exactly.
And I do believe they feel threatened. And their plan also is not geared. It's never geared towards black people. It's always geared towards saving their race. And as you can see now, when you watch TV, it's a lot of interrelationship that's going on right now. So like when you see a white person, you see like a black person with it on TV or so, because they're the dying breed. So they're trying to repopulate back all over again, because white people are the ones that have the most abortions. You see, blacks and Spanish, we just have it and we struggle with the shit. They
I,
just go like off with
I,
the head.
I concur. That is true, and this was something, that we talk a lot about how Republicans, how they're not so what can I say, intelligent, but this was a well thought out, methodical plan that coming from a long time. The fact that Trump was elected, they the law here is the land of the law is the Supreme Court, right? So they knew that appointing him would give them the chance for him to appoint these Supreme Court justices. So, and they did it. He was able to appoint 3 of them. They lie and cheat to get their way through everything. I mean, look what happened on January 6th with insurrection. Once again, that's another conversation. But it was a methodical, well planned out thing that they did here. They knew what they were doing, and they wanted to. They've always talked about overturning Roe v. Wade, and I always thought that it was like something that would never happen. I was like, whoa, now that's unheard of. That's the law of the land. It's a constitutional right. Oh, they did it. They did it. They accomplished what they set out to do.
So you really believe it's just the Democratic Party that's uh doing this?
No, this is a part of the Republican Party, the reversing the Roe v. Wade, and they did it. I mean, everybody says that they're hand in hand, which I think it's true. I think both parties, I think they pretend that there's a different side to everything, but behind closed doors, they have to make deals. They have to talk to each other. They're always talking about my friend on the other aisle. So I don't know. It's very confusing. I mean, I get it because I understand the politics behind it, but it's They do. They do work hand in hand. I mean, they're all. Come on, the whole bunch of rich people behind closed doors making deals.
A fact, a fact. But when you point the finger and just be like it's just that particular party, I think it's a little bit of both. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Sometime when you say um it's this one, it's that one, I think collectively they're all a part of it
I agree.
when it comes towards doing certain things. Because remember, it's a preservation of white people. You know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to preserve a race, you know, I mean, everybody might bash everybody in public, but just like you say, oh, my friend over there in aisle XYZ, you know, got to do whatever, whatever, whatever. They have to work. I mean, all of us, when it comes towards doing what you got to do, it's like this, right? You bash the person in public, but if everybody have the same goal, we all can work together and set our differences aside. You see it in cartoons, you see it in movies. Once we all have the same common enemy, everybody works collectively together. As much as they don't want to admit it, it works. Snipe, what's up?
What's good, G?
You're there.
You can
This
hear me?
lady, yeah, I could hear this lady's trying to get on, but I don't know what's up with her thing. It's not connecting. Yeah, how you feel about this abortion thing, fam?
Yo, that's sticky. That right there is real sticky. I don't even know where to start, tell you the truth. It's like, I mean, I feel like a woman should have her own, say in it because it is her body, But at the same time, like these laws being set in place for them, not to have abortions, I think the freedom of choice is like most important, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to live with it for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Not the powers that be that say you can't do so. You feel me?
Mm. Well, it's like this, right? If we sit back, right, which I think we've been doing this like for as far as I can remember, and we do nothing, and they infringe these things on us, and we don't do nothing. In a way, it's kind of like bullying.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, they passed a law, whatever, right? How many
Right.
states is that? Is that even passed in New York?
No, we're still pro-choice here.
Mm.
See, that's what kills me about all these laws of this land because it only applies to certain places. Like
They
why?
left it to the states. They said that they're going to leave it to the states to choose how they're going to handle their abortion laws. So it's not the whole country; it's just certain states.
I hear certain transportation services are also offering people free transport to the states that do provide abortion clinics if your state doesn't. It all sounds crazy to me all together, but you know what I mean, they do have I forget the name, but a couple of the transportation services said they will, if you live in a state that doesn't have an abortion clinic, you can come to their state, the ones that do provide it. You know what I mean?
And let me say something, because it's two of you are men and I'm a woman, and you may not maybe be thoroughly educated on how abortion can be also saving our life. It's not always, oh, I made a mistake, I just don't want this baby. It's so many different scenarios as to why a woman would need an abortion. It's not just I forgot my pill, or I just had unprotected sex. Like I said, you could literally be in a marriage, you could be in a relationship. It could be that you had an ectopic pregnancy. It could be this. I heard there were stories of women that said that they had cancer and that they couldn't receive the care or the medications, whatever, that they needed to save their life because of a pregnancy. They felt like, okay, well, I need to terminate this pregnancy because I want to live. So it's
Mm.
like, in a situation, what about incest? They said that when it comes to incest and rape, that they still not going to allow abortion.
I'm
Could
not
you
saying
imagine?
I'm not saying that I'm completely against abortion. I'm not saying I'm against it at all. I'm just saying, you know, these laws that they put in place for where you can't have it, there's still ways that if those circumstances you speak of come about, there's still ways you can go to other states and take care of that if need be. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but how about if there's people that have no transportation or no money or they have no means to get to these places? There could be a situation like that.
No, I'm saying that these transportation services are saying they'll pay for it free for you.
Oh, you're talking about like grassroots organizations that are funding these things.
I'm not sure. I just heard I heard a little clip on it. They were saying that the transportation services like mass bus transits and all that will facilitate your transportation if you need it. You know what I mean?
It's just baffles me how so many people choose to see this the wrong way. Like I had a conversation just a few days ago with a friend. I'm a veteran. She's a veteran. She's a veteran friend of mine, and she was very upset that I was, we disagreed. We disagreed. She felt like she was happy about this decision, and she's like, yeah, because people need to stop killing babies. And I was like, whoa, hold on. So, I stated my point of view. And she was like, oh, so you're okay with murdering kids? I said, no, I'm not okay with murdering babies. I said, nobody wants that. I said, but it also has to be, you have to see it as being, like I said, being pro-choice is not pro-abortion. It's just the fact that if I need to save my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather save my life than the life of the, sometimes when you're 2-3 weeks pregnant, it's like, come on. Now, if a baby's 9 months, you know what they said to me? This is so crazy because that there's fringe websites online on the internet. There's a whole bunch of these crazy ass websites where people go down a rabbit hole and start spewing these crazy ass conspiracy theories. And I'll be listening to them like, are you listening to what you're saying? She said to me, do you know that in this state, they're allowing abortions at 9 months? I said, are you listening to yourself? I said 9 month abortion. I was like, you have to give birth and push your baby out when you're 9 months. At 36 to 42 weeks, you have to push your baby out. There's no such thing as an abortion. Oh, yes, there is. There's people having. I said, you know what? I couldn't even further finish the conversation because what she was saying was like, it was out of this world. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy talk.
Well, wherever she got that knowledge, it must have been on the dark web or
that's what I said. That's
the underground. Because anybody doing that's crazy.
I said that's murder. I said
that's murder.
I told her, I want you to show me where that's happening. I said because there has to be some indictments in this hospital. They must be getting prosecuted, and the doctors too. She was like, yeah, the babies are being born and they're bashing their heads in. I was like, you girl, like cut it out. Like
I've seen some footage. You know what I mean? But we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah,
China they eat them.
Oh my God!
I knew you was gonna go left.
I'm being honest with you. They have stores that you could buy dead fetus. You could eat them.
You know what?
I've seen that. Like
I never heard of that.
I'm serious. So basically,
that sounds crazy.
Nah, I've seen it too. Not with my own eyes, but like the footage. But anyway, that's off topic. I mean, this whole. Go ahead.
I think look, this is my stance on it, and I cannot tell a woman what and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a woman's body. The late Tupac said it. You know what I'm saying? He said, it's a woman's body. So you cannot tell a woman when and where to create one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think a man should have a say on if she should keep it or not keep it. I think it's a woman's decision to make.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
I am going to tell you guys a very quick story that I saw on TikTok. My daughter shared this story with me.
They're about to try to ban that shit too.
There was there was a couple where the woman got pregnant.
Right.
And she told her man, the boyfriend, she said, I don't want to have this baby. I'm not prepared. And financially, we can't deal with it, whatever. He said, no, I want this baby. I want you to have the baby. And she's like, okay, I'll have the baby, but I'm going to relinquish my rights after it's born. And you can take care of the baby. I'll even pay child support. He took her to court. She was paying child support. She gave him the baby after it was born. She literally, she was stripped of her rights because that's what she requested. And she was actually paying more than what the court ordered for child support. A few years later, the guy comes back and says that he wanted to take her back to court because it wasn't fair that he was raising this baby on her own, that she was a deadbeat mom.
What?
And he was very stressed and resentful of the baby, of the child now, because he was doing everything by himself. And he said that it wasn't right. It wasn't right that he was raising this child by himself. Now, granted, I just finished telling you that she clearly said to him that she did not want the baby. The problem here is, gentlemen, that this man thought that he said that, oh, maybe when the baby's born, she'll get into her mother mode and she'll be nurturing and whatever. No, it didn't happen. She clearly didn't want the baby. And all of a sudden, you're talking about you resent the baby. He wanted to lock her down. That's what he wanted to do.
So did he get this in writing to say that he was going to take full? She was going to.
Yes, they went to court. They went to court, and he had gotten custody. But he said that now he wanted to take her back to court because he felt like it wasn't right that he was raising the child alone. That it was a lot of work and it was hard on him, and he was stressed.
So that would negate the original agreement because he decided he couldn't do it.
I kid you not. I'm gonna send it to you, Brooks. I'm gonna send it to you I'll see if I send it to you on
Facebook. You can see the screen, right? I'm sharing it, right?
I can see the screen, yeah.
That I'm sharing, right? All right. So this is what a few people said in regards to it. So if you're forcing a motherhood on a woman, now force fatherhood on men as well. How you feel about that?
Hey, a lot of us is okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, keep it a buck, keep it a band. A lot of women won't do that because they want to collect that what you call it, income
child
tax.
Support?
No,
child support.
They're gonna get that too, but I'm saying they want that income tax money too. You know what I'm saying?
Which is it's so sickening. Me as a woman, I really look down upon that. I think that you should not be having a baby thinking that you're going to hold the man down. You should not be having a baby because, you think in the long run, you're going to cause this child trauma because once the baby's born and you notice that this dude is still not going to be around, all of a sudden now this baby's a bother to you. And this is where child abuse comes into play. And women treat child like it's just like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
That's facts.
Part of becoming a man is realizing one woman is enough. How you guys feel about that?
You know what it really is? You want to know what the truth is? The truth of the matter is, and this is something that I learned while I did my spirit. I went through a spiritual awakening recently. I have been sober for 2 years. I used to be an alcoholic, right? And it was a whole like mental, spiritual, physical change that I went through, and I noticed and realized myself, because I was going through trauma. I was attracting a lot of toxicity, toxic men. I was in horrible relationships and whatnot. That nowadays people don't focus on these things in a relationship. They don't realize that you have to be with somebody that we're not looking for perfection. Let me disclaimer that we're not looking for perfection, but you know what? This person has to be mentally stable, emotionally mature, have healed from any childhood traumas, because there's a lot of adults walking around here with a whole lot of baggage in forms of trauma. And this is why we're not, having healthy relationships. That's why there's so much toxicity out here. Toxicity is not cute.
You know what, too? It ain't just, the toxicity of like the household or whatever. I believe, I don't know about anywhere else, but I believe growing up in New York, period, has a toxicity of its own, and you traumatized by this environment.
It's a constant struggle.
It's that environment, you are traumatized. You know what I'm saying? So, cause you know what I'm saying? I live down south now, so I see the difference in the behavior in individuals, men and women alike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, New Yorkers are some rough people, B.
Yeah.
It's the generations too. Generations.
Let me see if I could pull this video up. I think Snipe sent me this video today.
You sharing it on the screen right now? Because I don't see nothing.
I don't see anything either.
Wait. You don't see me share my screen?
Nah.
No.
Wait. Tell me if you could see it. Share. Okay.
Now I
see it now, right?
Now I can.
Shout out to Keena. What up, Keena?
Okay. All right. So Let me see if I could find it. All right, so Sniper sent me a video today about when 1 second. Let me find it. About being submissive, right? And I said this in regards to him sending the video. A lot of time women want to be submissive to a guy, right? But when she's submissive to the guy, she's submissive to the wrong person. And if the submission is not received well, if he's not accepting it and you're giving it, more than likely he's going to refute you. Now, you could give somebody something and they don't want it, whatever, right? And then when you say, oh, you were submissive to a guy and you were trying to change him, whatever, by being submissive and stuff like that. And then when you meet somebody that you're supposed to give that submission to, you don't give that to them. And then basically you work yourself back into a hole. So if you're going to give somebody submission, they have to receive it. And they have to acknowledge that, yo, okay, this person is being submissive to me. What can I do to entertain what this person is doing for me as a person and as being together as a whole? How you feel about that?
I'm still kind of confused on that, but
okay. The video that you sent me today about the woman.
I know the video, but like your response to it is what I'm trying to get where you're going with that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Let me say it to you like this, right? All right. A lot of time women will talk to a guy, right?
Right.
She's submissive to the guy, right?
Right.
But he don't give a fuck about her. He just have her like a robot, like do this, and she's giving.
Right.
Now, if he cannot acknowledge her being submissive, where he's like, okay, I have a submissive woman. I'm not gonna be toxic to her. I'm gonna do what is right to be in a good grace where we can work collectively together. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're giving something to somebody and it's not you're not receiving it, the next person is not gonna acknowledge or receive it properly. Basically, that person is gonna be toxic to you, and that could be draining because the person is doing everything they gotta do to make sure they be with you and shit like that. Do right by you.
Well, I think the word submission is up to the person involved, the parties involved, because like a lot of people take that word like, you know, I mean, they make it seem like it's slavery and shit. But it's not like people have to understand first. They have to get the full understanding of it first before they can even engage in that kind of behavior. Because once you said tell a woman she has to be submissive to you, she's automatically thinking.
Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm gonna post it, then I'm gonna play. Go ahead.
Say me again.
Go ahead, finish what you said. I'm gonna post it, then I'm gonna play. Go ahead.
So okay, both parties, you know what I'm saying? Because you can be submissive to your woman as well. You know what I mean? There's certain things that you'd be like, you know what? Normally you wouldn't tolerate or whatever the case may be, but you know, in this case, it's your woman, so I bet, you know what I'm saying? I got you. Same with the woman, you know what I mean? So as long as they have an understanding of it's not slavery, you gotta do what I say when I say it. It's basically like, yo, let's compromise. That's how I look at submission. Facts.
Let me give my input.
Yeah.
So the man has to bring a certain type of energy into the relationship in order for the woman to submit. That's number one. I know there's a lot of talk about alpha and beta and this and that. I feel that if you're going to be leading as a man, you have to be secure in your masculine energy and your masculine form, because if we don't feel that means we are going to have to put in that extra masculine energy that's missing. And those are the women that men find intimidating, because they're like, oh, is that she's too this and she's too much, she's too independent, and it's just like, you know what, I want to be feminine, I want to bring in my submissive feminine energy, but I can't, because you're not leading, you're not bringing that energy that we need into the relationship as a man. So then I'm forced to put that energy in because you're not doing it. So it's like you said, no, it's not going to be reciprocated, or it's not going to be taken well, because it's lacking in one person.
But you got to know that before you go further, that
Of
far. Like,
course,
you know
of
what I'm saying?
course.
That should be known initially,
That goes
like
without being said. That goes
without
without
even
being said.
being husband or wife or boyfriend girlfriend. You should know that on the first date. Like, okay, I see where this is going. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
that's
these
why in a
people,
lot of lots of times when you see a woman that's overpowering the man, or always making all the decisions and this and that, and the man is always falling back, like I don't know, I could never see myself being like that, because I don't want to be the masculine energy. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be running the show. I don't want to be. I want, of course, I have a voice. I should be able. My opinion should be valued, and I should be able to speak, and we do our working together, because we are a team. But
right?
all in all, I feel the same way as you. The gentleman that just spoke about, submission doesn't mean slavery. I feel like that too. A lot of people get very taken aback when the word submit comes into play. They always feel
That's a
like,
fact.
oh my God, like I'm not submitting to no man. Like, hey, like chill. Ain't nobody telling you gotta bow down and get on
That's
your
what I'm
knees and none of that.
saying.
Like, ain't nobody's
Well,
telling you to do that.
well,
It's just the
that's
fact of you just being
There you
the
go, right
woman in the
there.
relationship.
yeah. All right, let me play this here real quick so you guys can hear it. You guys can hear it?
No.
Now you muted it. Hit it again.
I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you,
All right.
what does a submissive woman do for her man? Everything. What does that mean? Like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And like, I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And when I talk to my girlfriends about it, they're always like, "Oh, how you guys doing?" And I'm just like, "Girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like he's rotten." But I love that. Like I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health. And sometimes it's very draining, but my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself. But now it's like I'm just embracing it. Like that's who I am. Like if I love you, I can heal you. It's your joy. It is my joy. I love to see him eating the meal that I cook. I love seeing him sleep easy every night, like clockwork. I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest. So know what that means. And that works for us because he wants what I have to offer. What
Right,
are you
that's what I was trying
getting
to say.
from all that you're giving? What are you?
That's what I was trying to say. That person have to want what you have to offer. That means you're giving it, and he accept it, and he acknowledges you as a person. But people be giving, and when they give, they be giving it to the wrong people.
Yeah, but one quick question: is this being reciprocated? Because is she getting the same treatment back? Because you cannot be pouring out yourself the
Yes,
whole damn time
yes, vice versa.
because I didn't hear her say that.
No, she didn't. But
Yeah, that's just a clip.
yeah, but yeah, it should be reciprocated. If that's the question, it should be
It
reciprocated.
should be reciprocated.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a one-sided relationship.
Right.
Yeah,
Can't be.
because it means that there's no boundaries set there. There's more, like you're neglecting yourself. You're always making another person
No,
happy.
no.
This
That-
is why I go back to the word compromise. See what I'm saying? So she's compromising herself to do these things for him. And maybe in other ways he does the same for her, but maybe
Yeah.
not such as, the scratching in the back. Maybe he does other things for her, but
Right.
it has to be a compromise.
I mean, I would have liked to hear that, but
It's a clip.
okay.
It's a clip. It's a clip. But that's what love should. What she said? She should
No,
love.
I let me tell you something. I most definitely in the past, and
That's facts.
I'm saying in the past because I was a different woman. A few years ago, I was in a toxic relationship where I was I felt extremely drained. I was giving so much of myself, and this is how I was. I was always taking care of that other person emotionally, physically. The you know, I'm very much a nurturing woman. I'm Dominican. I grew up in a Dominican family where my mother always catered to my father, and he also, you know, took care of her and took care of the family. He was the breadwinner. My mom stood home, taking care of us. Not to say that that's exactly how I wanted to live my life, but I am very nurturing. I love to cater to my man. I love to cook. I'm a great cook. I cook every day. I would pack him lunch and this and that, but it was, I didn't feel appreciated at all. I never felt appreciated. I never felt like I received the love that I deserve. It was always me giving, giving, giving. And you know, I felt like I put my damn life on a platter and I was not getting it back. So it's just like, you know, at this point in my life, I'm going to be 45 years old in November. I've been single for a while now, and I will not settle until I feel that I have that same energy and love reciprocated back to me, because I do love hard, and I love to be submissive and cater to my man, but I need to be treated right. Point blank period.
Right. But that's what I was which leads me back to what I was trying to say. If if he fails to acknowledge you as a human being, and he's overlooking all the different things that you're doing, you should stop.
Definitely.
It's not gonna go. And this is what people always do. People keep thinking they could change people, and
Mm-mm.
they could do all this extra stuff for people. But if that person doesn't want to acknowledge you as a person, you should just cut your losses there, because it's gonna cost more to hold on than to let go.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So when people do shit like that, and then they get in the next relationship, and that person was like them before, is like they're like, nah, this can't be real. So now they become the person that they got abused by. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be like, why should I give you my love while I got abused? So they say hurt people anyway.
Yes.
Every time.
And when you have hurt people that's hurting people, that's always gonna be the end game. All right. My
You
other
see,
topic that I
hey,
want to,
you see Keena's statement.
what she say?
You didn't see it.
Which one?
A role of a man is to give his life for his wife.
I don't know about all of that. I don't know about all of that. I mean, I protect, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. Maybe, probably, I would.
it depends on the circumstances.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
if the boat is going down, and you got the kids, I'll probably do some Titanic stuff and be like,
Is that it's so like weird now, the way things are set up with the dating and the men and the women. It's like I don't know what happened. There's something got lost in translation. There's something going on in the dating world and it's going down the drain. It's just like that's why you see so many single people and women just being by themselves. And I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of toxic ass men on these podcasts talking crazy shit. And it's
Yeah.
just like, whoa, slow it down. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it's just I don't know, man.
I mean, it go both ways though, man. There's women podcasts that do the same, bash men, and then you got the manscapes and all that, and the
Yeah,
manospheres and everything. But
I get
what
it.
we need to do as a people is come together and not talk about each other and bash each other, because
Right, right.
you know what I'm saying, that gets nowhere. So you got females with podcasts bashing men, then you got men bashing females.
Is
Then
it bashing men or bashing and combating misogyny?
read through
see,
scripture.
but they put it into a generalized statement. It's just like when a woman says, "All men ain't shit. All men are
All men, and
dogs."
that's not true. And that's
Exactly. So I'm saying, so when you put that energy out there, you know what I mean, the energy that comes back is not going to be positive. Like, what's she saying about us?
right. No,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
it's true.
saying?
It's true. Yeah,
I'm not like that. I mean, maybe the guy she deal with is like that, but I'm
yeah,
not like
yeah.
that. You feel
I
me?
definitely agree. I don't think that because you're having a bad experience that everybody should suffer. The same thing with men. It's just like
But that's what everybody's doing on their podcast. It's
right.
like Curly just said a while ago, hurt people. So they come on in, they this and that and that and this because maybe they'd experienced it before, and now they got a platform to vent to
I
the
mean,
world.
let me ask y'all a question, and I'm gonna be interested to hear this. What was your take on the late Kevin Samuels?
I didn't think he was like saying anything wrong. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? If anything, I just think he was giving tough love for real. You know what I mean? It's not like he just went on there just to attack women, but he was kind of brash in some of his statements and all that.
He
But
was always brash. Like,
that's that man's show though. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
I don't. I
Like
didn't like him at all, at all, at all. He was very
a lot of women
condescending.
say that. A lot of
He was
women say
very
that, but he helped a
condescending.
lot of no, but he was keeping it a buck. He was keeping it a band when he was like, all right, these women
Maybe
are
there was
looking
some
for
things that he might have said that was keeping it a buck, but when there was just there's a certain way and a tone that you got to take with people when you talk to them.
And
see
that's what you're expecting, but that's what he's not doing.
Okay, okay. Even if he's not
you
doing
want him
it,
to
why you gotta
wait.
be asking women what size you wearing and how rate yourself on the one? Let me tell you something. If a man that's a freaking manager at a bank decides that he wants to date the fucking window girl from Wendy's, that's his fucking business. Who you telling who could date who and who could love who? He always used to
no,
be like,
he's
oh,
not saying that.
you
So
can't get that type of man. What
these
you work in
women
a
are
school?
coming on here talking about they want the high value man and they want their man to be tall and chiseled and muscular and make this amount of money and everything. And they don't even got their stuff together. That's all he's
A
saying. Like,
fact.
you know what I mean? You in the house, you know what I'm saying? You got 3 different baby daddies and all that. And you want a high value man, you think he got time to sit there and play stepdaddy to them? He's making millions.
I have 3 different baby daddies and I'm a high value woman.
No, I'm not singling anybody out. I'm just using that as an example on the show that I seen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using an example. I'm not there's no shade to you. I'm just saying
Right.
there's women on there, you know what I'm saying, with several kids talking about they want this
Well,
guy.
you know what? The point of my of bringing up that question and bringing up that individual, may he rest in peace. Let's hope he
Right, rest in peace.
that he had a huge following, and a lot of these men that were following him, you're praising Kevin Samuels. Oh no, he was doing positive things and this and that. But the men that were following him, a lot of them were straight up assholes and misogynists and men that hated women.
Anybody that hate women is more than likely gay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Oh yeah.
How can you hate somebody that you were birthed from?
Because there's this. I mean, and this is not saying that they're gay. It's just that there's men that
They
really
gotta be.
don't like women.
They're hurt.
If you hate women, I've been hurt before.
I know, but there's some people that they handle it differently. So
but you cannot hate a person that you were birthed from. It makes no sense.
I agree with that statement, but a lot of guys don't.
Right. It's true. It's very true.
So this is what I was saying about the generalizing a lot of these shows, not just Kevin Samuels, but like.
But that's where the healing needs to come in. The healing needs to come in. You cannot be out here spewing all that hate and all that anger. Once again, the comment you made earlier, hurt people. So if you're feeling this type of way, and you're constantly with this chip on your shoulder about how women are and thinking how this and that, and you start dating, all that stuff is going to start coming out little by little, your true colors, because you might want to go, like how they say, send your representative, because you're not really going to want the girl to know how you feel about women. You out here, I don't know, pretending or whatever, and act or whatever, so that you could be with this chick or get her in the bed or whatever the case is, because you never know people's intentions. And it's like all the while you have this perception already. As soon as you meet somebody, a woman, oh yeah, I bet you she's like this, and she's like that. And it's just like, bro, you're not gonna get nowhere coming out the gate like that. Like,
I mean, I read people.
I got, you see, all right, we have all these different yeah, you're in sweetie. You have all these different dating apps and stuff like that, right? But I personally don't think men are treat women like they should, as far as like courting, dating. Because right now, what I've been seeing a lot of is like they just bring it to the crib, give you a bottle of Hennessy and some weed, and that's it. Or they take you out, and right after dinner they trying to have sex.
Right.
Is somebody in the car?
Who's that? That's your. That's you have. You have. Who have noise?
Yes.
Mute your background.
I need to mute my TV.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All good. So I'm just saying, like, the steps them that men should be taking to make sure they do right by a woman or dating or so. Men are not taking those steps no more. And if you hate a woman for whatever reason, the problem is because you were hurt, whatever. I think you should take some time off before you go back out there in the field again.
Exactly.
Because woman is more wired for that kind of hurt, but men is not wired like that. As they say, a man could never handle the kind of pain he gives to a woman.
So true.
That's a fact, though.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
That is a fact, though, yo. That is a fact.
Yo, that's a
Hey,
fact.
yo, with some women tolerate, bro. You already know. You already know. We ain't having it. We ain't having it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
but-
We all need to. Listen, self-love is the best love. That there's no way you can love another person if you don't love yourself. It's just not gonna happen.
That's a
But
fact, too.
Upon knowing yourself, upon self-love, you gotta know yourself.
Of
And
course.
you have to. And another thing too, a lot of people don't know in this day and age, they don't know their worth. They feel like, oh, if I sleep around with a couple of guys or something like that, oh, I'm somebody or so. Like my time, which I might sound old, is that girls used to make guys wait, but the waiting thing has deteriorated now. This is why men just want to get in and out now, because the woman has not put a value on
Or
themselves.
there's just too many options. There's just too many.
It's too many options, and they also monetize everything. So it's about the bread now, right? So now it's like we ain't gotta, wine and dine no more. All you gotta do is pay a couple of bands and you gravy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that easy these days. It's like, you know what I mean?
I don't know what happens. Love went out the window. Like
it did.
I do believe so.
It wasn't. Remember back in the day, it used to be. It'd be good to have a challenge.
Support a woman.
It used to have a challenge to it, like, oh, she fronting on me, I'ma holler back tomorrow. Oh, I'ma show up with some roses. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff don't happen no more. It's like, yo, look, shorty, I got bands, and then whatever goes. You know what I mean? So I think that's what changed the dynamic.
I think it's more about the money now.
That's what I'm saying. Everything's about money. I feel like
not for everybody, because it
that's
ain't all
not
about money.
true.
Now nobody want a broke dude either, but
that's not true, because you still have some women that are waiting and making the man wait, but it seems like those are the women that the men are not going after. You have a lot of times men don't talk to a woman that has self-love and that care about themselves and know their worth. They don't have time for that. I was just speaking today to a security guard, and he was like, he waited 12 dates before he got to a woman, and today he would never wait that long. He said if he don't get nothing by the third date, he's not gonna waste his time.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
If a woman finds that she won't be chosen if she doesn't move fast enough for the guy. Me, myself, I tell my daughter, if he doesn't want to wait, then that's his loss. But then you still see the good girl being left out, and all the other girls having a man and being, chosen to go places and do things because they're putting out. My daughter, I kept her a virgin until she was 26 years old, and she was beautiful, but nobody wanted to be with a virgin. Nobody wanted to wait. She lost her virginity. She lost her virginity at 26 and became pregnant with the baby. It's just how you guys, what y'all make the women go through. It's just not fair. You don't realize that.
Well, you can't say us guys.
Not
It's-
everybody,
that-
not
yeah.
everybody, but a lot. But it's like very few of the good guys, very few. They outnumber the guys that don't have respect for women, that is out for just one thing. It's so many of them to so little of the good guys that the good girls get caught up with those kind of guys because, you
But
know,
look,
they want to
can,
be, they want to feel beautiful. They want to be chosen. They want to be
Can you-
picked.
can you
Yes.
say it's because it's accessible like that now? Like if you look on Instagram, TikTok, go down the street, they're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like Sakina just mentioned in the comments about men about to be tired of this hot girl summer chicks. Trust me. And I mean, she's right. You know what I mean? There's only but so much you can do with them. You know what I'm saying? And then what? You got to go to the next one. So that
Yeah, but just
It
like
all depends on what
just
you
like
want.
you
It depends
say-
on what you are you trying to have fun or you trying to date to get
But see,
married? Like
you
what
have-
you
They
trying to
don't-
do?
they don't know what they
Exactly,
want.
But just like you guys say that the girls are loose and they're out there and they're giving it up fast, they're not all doing that. For some
No.
reason, that's what you're seeing and that's what you're getting into, because the good girls are out there and they're standing there and they're getting passed over. They're getting
No.
passed by. You know,
See-
just like you say about the good guys. There's good guys and there's good girls. There's fast girls and there's fast guys. And the good girls are getting mixed up with the fast guys. The good guys are getting messed up with the fast girls instead of the good guys going
Right.
for the good girls.
Good girls.
They looking at them beautiful fast girls and getting themselves caught up into that, not knowing that that's not what they're interested in. They looking at her outside instead of her insides, and they're going for the outside.
That's where the disconnect is.
Yeah,
I believe that's where the disconnect
and
is.
then that's where the hurt comes, and the I guess what you call it, the bad relationships, because it's two people. They're both good people, but they do not want the same thing. But the guy is looking at the girl. He wants what she got because she's beautiful.
Some
But
of them
she
don't even know what the hell they
doesn't-
want. It
He
be
doesn't want what he got. Because she knows she can get anything she wants in the world. So this good guy that's running after her, she's giving him a run for his money, and vice versa. So the key to this is to stop looking on the outside and start looking on the inner side of the person.
But not a lot of people know that.
Exactly. You got to go
That's true,
inside. You got to
How
look
much-
inside
how
of her.
much-
And you got to
Right.
find out, are you ready to settle down? Do you want me to submit to you? And do you want to submit to me? Because there's people that don't want to submit to anybody, but they out there looking good and turning on everybody. And everybody want that person. That's not what you need to look for. You need to look for somebody with the same mind frame and the same goals and the
Exactly.
same things that you
But,
want.
And you know,
but you don't know.
I was
But you
about
don't know
to
what
say
you're getting
that-
into. A man or woman could tell you anything, and then
Exactly. I was gonna say, and I was gonna
but
bring in
that's
the
why-
age factor too. And I thought to myself, like, nah, because there be dudes that be well into their freaking 40s, still acting like they in their 20s. Like, you never
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. But they tell you just have to listen. A lot
Oh,
of times,
yeah.
listen,
attention
a
to
lot of
detail.
times we get into these relationships and they could tell you right in your face, straight up.
Oh yeah,
that
you
they
gotta pay
don't-
attention to
that-
everything.
But you don't hear it because you want to hear what you want. You want to hear that this person wants what you want. You're not listening to them, because I've seen people tell other people, I don't want to be with you. We got a baby. I just want to be. But the person is not hearing.
I'll
what
be
this person
saying,
is
you know what I
saying.
say? Pay attention
You know,
to the
and
red flags.
they continue to be in this relationship, and it become toxic.
Pay
because
attention to the red
the
flags.
and
they're not
that's what
listening.
I'm
If you
saying.
listen,
Women like toxic because they're gonna
no,
keep
they
on
don't.
giving.
They don't. They think that they can make it better. They think.
But you can't. The
I know.
The sex is not gonna make him stay. The
Nah.
baby's not gonna make him stay.
No,
Like
Talk about it.
If he's gonna stay,
He's gonna stay because he
stay.
wants to. If he wants to, that's what he wants.
And that's the problem. A lot of people got trying to get through that thick skull of them. I think most of the time, some people is just mentally damaged. If you keep
mostly emotionally damaged.
right, because look at it, right? If
Mhm.
when I was growing up in school, right, and I was in school, I try to talk to this girl, whatever, right? And I'm pretty sure Sniper probably could say the same thing too. And most girls are like this. They like the dope boys. They want the guy that's on the block selling drugs or whatever, and he got everything. And then when she get a baby, then 2, 3 months, 5 months
He
later
leaves
on,
her.
she's doubling back like, oh, so
Now
what's
she's
up?
back.
This is that and the third. And you're like,
Mhm. You didn't
where's
want
this
me then?
right? Where's this
Why you
coming
want
from?
me? Exactly. But
You know,
then,
girls
but
might
then,
mature fast, but I don't think mentally they're all of them is cued properly to be like, okay, this guy right here is genuinely likes me, and this is somebody that I'm gonna chase. She's gonna chase the guy that don't give a shit about her, but the guy that actually cares and acknowledges and likes her, she don't want that guy.
yeah, but too, also, you also got to look into this person's family because family has a lot to do with a person's upbringing. So you
That
look at this.
we said that earlier because I said
Oh,
there's a
you
lot
did?
of people walking
I
around with
missed.
trauma and they're damaged.
Yes. And also, you got some parents telling their daughter, oh, don't mess with that dude. He's broke. Get you a man that can, a boy that can take care of you. So sometimes they're taking advice from someone, stupid, that don't know no better or ignorant. And they find out the hard way. Because you run after the guys that's selling drugs or got the fast money, they're going to wind up in jail. So you're going to be in a relationship with somebody behind bars or even dead. Their parents didn't tell them that part. They told them, yeah, go with the guy with the money, with the cars, the this, the that, the that. How he's getting that, they didn't explain that it would eventually end him up in a bad situation. So
I'm
you also got to you got to check out the whole picture when you're looking into being in a relationship with somebody. You got to find out where they're coming from. And sometimes their family don't always mean that because they're from a bad family doesn't always mean that they're going to be bad, because sometimes people come up better being in a bad situation. You got to get to know people, take your time, talk, listen. Don't only talk, but listen, hear them, hear what the girl is saying. If is she telling you she wants a family? Is she telling you she wants a career? Is she telling you they'll tell you, it'll come out,
I, I have I have 3 daughters. How you manage to have your daughter hold out till that age, 21?
Well, first of all,
Oh, you're still awake?
First of all, where I raised her, I grew up at. Where you picked me up today, that's where I grew up at. And most of the people know me in the building. When I had my daughter, they were afraid of me. It wasn't her. They were attracted to her, but everybody was like, nah, you better not bother her. Her mother's crazy. So that worked for a little while. It worked for a little while, but then once she became an adult, and then she got into the industries, because she's in the industry. She's modeling. She's modeling. She was acting. She got in the industry, and one of the industry dudes got her, and I wasn't allowed in that, she in that studio or in the places that she had started going. I used to be so close with my daughter. Wherever she went for audition or whenever she went for anything, I was with her. But then it came a time that mommy wasn't allowed, and then there was somebody preying on her, and that's how that happened. But for 26 years, my daughter was never touched, and she had a boyfriend. She went to this guy's prom. She had a boyfriend, but he came and he asked me, could he date her? And I said, the same way that I'm giving her to you, meaning pure, is the way I want her to stay. He respected that. And eventually, after 2 or 3 years, he broke up. He wanted more. He needed more. He left her. So she kept getting boyfriends because she's a good looking girl, but they kept leaving her because she wasn't putting out. So that's why I feel the way I do, that there are nice girls out there. There are nice girls who don't sleep around. And plus, I was an example. As her mother, I didn't sleep around.
Well, in this day and age, they start early.
Yeah,
So,
but it's what you.
so
It's what's
I'm
at
gonna have
home.
to. I'm gonna have to.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
have to.
it's not to say that if you're 26 or 27 and you're sexually active, that you're not a nice girl. Like, we're not gonna.
No, but
No,
I was just.
no. I'm just saying
That
these.
doesn't mean that, but it's just so much going on out there with all these diseases and all the other things that's going on. And then I wanted to give her away to a man. I wanted her when a guy asked for her hand, I wanted that guy to know that he was getting somebody clean and pure. It's not about being a good or bad. That doesn't make you a good or bad. Having sex, because she could have gotten raped.
That's
She
what I'm
could have
saying.
gotten
Though.
raped. So that what I wanted to do was give her away the proper way, which I wasn't allowed to do anyway. But that's what I had wanted to do. It's not about good or bad. It's just a way you bring your child up to keep them from, I look at Maury. These young girls on TV, they don't know who their baby daddy is. They go through 5 and 6, 7 men before they can find their daddy. I was just trying to raise her so that she didn't have to have any of that drama.
I spoke about that, and when you speak about that, these women now is having sex like guys now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they just be like, so guys do it, why can't we do it too? And I'm like,
you guys don't carry babies. That's why we don't do that.
But men still have to be responsible because they get girls pregnant. What year are we in? It's 2022, people. Cut it out. Come on now.
But what he's saying is the woman is trying to be tick for tack for a man. We need to know we're not men.
It doesn't mean you're less of a woman because why do women always have to get looked down on because of our sexuality? It's bad too. Men, what you think? Men can be hoes? If you telling me that you done got 30, 40 bodies on you, that shit is not a good look. Who the hell wants that? So you've been sticking your shit in everything? But you're gonna look at me like you're gonna call a girl a hoe, but a man can't be a hoe?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But a woman is bring the life in. Even though they do what they do, you still got to carry yourself a certain way just because you are a woman, and you bringing in these life. And if you look back in the day, way back in time, men used to have more than one wife. Even in the Bible, when a brother
and it was actually looked at as okay.
I'm not talking about sex. Let me finish. When you had a brother and he had a wife, and that brother died, the brother took on that wife and took care of that family. So men back then always had a lot of women. They always wasn't right, but it was always that. You didn't see back in the day that Sarah and Hagar and this one, they had all these different men. No, the men had all different wives and a lot of wives. All the way back in history,
right? But Mary didn't have.
And it's not a good thing. It was accepted, but
it was accepted, and it was allowed because the men were the head, and they had the women. I can't really explain it. I can't. It's not coming to me.
It's called misogyny and patriarchy. That's what it's called.
No, what you're agreeing with is in a nice way. If a man can do it, a woman can do it too. No. That's what you're basically saying in a nice way.
That's what she's saying, but it just isn't. It's not. Isn't a man? A woman
listen, you can.
A woman can never be or do the things that a man do. And
they're doing it.
They are, but you know. And that's why they're going through what they're going through. They're on Maury right now trying to find.
But we have to hold men accountable too. It can't just be policing women's bodies and what we do. It's always, y'all need to stop doing this and y'all need to stop doing that. Oh, women need to do this. Women need to do that. What the hell? What the hell?
But a woman could lead a man. If you a good woman and if you I don't know. I can't explain it, but you can't try just
you
like
trying to say it's a man's world and we just living in it.
No. It is a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman.
What I'm trying to say is, if I'm dating somebody and he slept with somebody, and I find out, does that mean now I gotta go sleep with somebody? That's not gonna make anything
No.
right. That's not gonna for me to go sleep with somebody because he slept with
But
somebody.
you know what? I
that's not gonna
do
make
find
it
crazy
right.
though. I find crazy how men could be so quick to be like, "Oh, I want an untouched woman and a virgin," but he done fucking fucked half the world, right? You done stuck your penis into everything, but you want somebody that never been touched or never had sex before.
Not
Like,
necessarily.
what world are we living in? Boom.
There
Like,
are-
no,
but
we
you know
don't
what?
want that.
Not necessarily.
There's guys
But-
out there that feel the same way too. That there are men out there that ain't sticking it everywhere, ma'am. I'm gonna tell you like this: it's not everybody. We cannot put everybody in the same bag.
Thank you.
I have a guy.
It's very,
dating
very
somebody
rare to
that-
find a virgin man in his mid-20s, even in his mid-20s. There's kids, there's little boys that are out here doing it at 12, 13, 14 years old already. Like, it's a common thing. It's a common thing for boys.
But
to start having
where
sex at
does
a young
but
age.
when do women put a value on themselves with how many men they sleep with? When?
That's a good question.
I don't want to brag, but I have a man and I'm not even sleeping with him because we ain't really.
I don't think
you
we
know?
should be devaluing people based on how
We're
many
not
people they slept
devaluing
with.
anybody, but I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
think
if you
We should
respect
not be
your,
devaluing
if you-
people
if you
based on that,
if you
because once
respect your-
again, men are looked at as, oh, he's a man, he can do that, he can sleep with 100 women, it's okay. But if I slept with 5 in 1 year, it's like, oh shit, you a hoe, your shit is loose,
No,
fuck
that's
out of
not
here.
true.
Nobody.
Because how would anybody know what you're doing unless you're telling them? Nobody needs to know your business. You if you're not in a relationship,
So
I
then if
feel
that's
like
the
this,
case, then
if
that's
you're
the
not in a
conversation to be had
relationship,
then.
if you're not in a relationship and you're not committed, you could do whatever you want. Nobody's
But
gonna
women are
label
always
you.
getting judged. Women are always
Why?
getting
Why?
judged.
Because you're telling people what you're doing. Because you're loose with it. Why would you sleep around with a lot of people that's going to talk about you? First of all,
That's a good point.
and
why
that's
would
what
you
they be
sleep with
doing.
somebody that's going to tell your business? You have to be discreet. If you want to sleep with 100 people, you can sleep with 100 people, and no one has to know. And that's between you and your God.
Right, but then when you can't
You're
find
getting
them,
called a
but when
hoe
you can't
or a
find,
slut because you're doing it to everybody in the freaking building, in the same building, and people running, oh, I slept with her. Oh, I slept with her. You have to have discretion.
Yeah, I'm not with that either.
You have to have discretion.
You know,
Nobody would know
you're
what you're doing.
disrespecting yourself, your body.
Exactly. I know people that live in my building and they slept with I don't sleep with anybody in my building because there's people in this building that's sleeping with everybody, and I don't want to get caught up in that nastiness.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
Because it's nasty.
It
no,
is
you
nasty,
do have a point.
but-
You do have a point, but there's, you know what? If you're an adult and you're a responsible adult and you're in your mid-30s, whatever, and you're
single and you're not,
you're single,
you're not hurting nobody.
The women of this generation said, since they're doing it, we're gonna do it too.
Nope, that's not everybody. That's some of
not
them.
everybody, but
men doing the
most
same
of them.
thing. You got some men that won't touch a woman because he don't know where she been. There's guys, I know guys that's like, oh no, I've lived all this life. I'm not trying to go out dying over a piece of ass. They're not, you know, I don't want to die from having
many men been there before.
Once again, you just said a few minutes ago, but nobody's gonna know unless you tell them.
But guys,
who's to say
but
that
everybody talks now.
You understand what I'm
Everybody
saying?
talk. Like,
ain't nobody out here at the first day meeting somebody. Well, how many men have you slept with? Well, how many women have you slept with? Nobody's having that conversation straight off.
Probably ain't gonna give you a body count.
Nobody's having that count. But you know, you could look at a person and you can tell by the way they carry themselves if they're fast, if they're loose, if they're sexual active, if they're easy. You could tell. You don't have to know.
Well,
it's not about how many people you slept with. It's how you carry yourself. If a guy come to you and say, hey, baby, you look good. Can I have your number? And you quickly giving off your number. That's like this. That's like, oh, you'll just give your number to everybody or to anybody? No, you got to have some morals and some technique. You know, you can tell people.
Give the guy a little competition. Now it's just so easy.
Yeah, it is. It is, and everything is so artificial. It's so superficial. These girls out here, they're going to get their butt done and this done and that done, and it's all about attraction, physical attraction. There ain't nothing going on upstairs in the head. Ain't nothing going on inside in the heart. It's all outside. They paying all this crazy money to get this super body, and then what? And then what? You walking around here
Hey,
And
but there's guys encouraging that. That's why they're doing that. Some guys
right.
think that is the
exactly, but
is
you
the
couldn't get me
flex.
on no operation. I don't care if I had a flat ass. You ain't getting me on no damn operation table. You go.
I'm glad I was born blessed. I
am too, but I'm just saying there are girls that don't got it, and they're
Right.
willing to go on a table,
and
let
it's all
somebody
because of a
open them
man.
up.
They want to do all of
And
that
look,
because they want to attract a man.
Exactly.
You know when the
That's crazy.
BBL and that kind of
All
constructive structure stop? You know when it'll stop? When
they
guys
die.
stop. When guys
When they die, that's when
when guys stop paying attention, it'll stop.
But like I said, they do it because of the men. They feel like, oh, this is what men like. I'm going to get this done because this is what they like.
And I think it's disgusting.
You get your body done in DR for $300. You get that.
And a lot of them come back looking crazy, fam. They hips be too wide and all that.
You gotta love yourself a little more.
You saw Little Kim, right?
Yo.
Oh, she looks horrible. That's why you gotta love yourself a little more and be happy with yourself. It shouldn't have to be about I gotta look this way to attract a man. Be happy with yourself. Somebody will love you exactly the way you are. Love yourself. Because that's it. Point blank. Period. I'm not out here trying. Oh, I gotta do this for a man. I gotta look like this for a no. Come on now.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy though. But
I think it all started from the videos.
Yeah,
I think that's where it started from.
It started from the reality shows. Yeah. It started from the Love and Hip Hop, and them girls getting the first when they first started showing the show. Them girls came on. They had the little skinny legs and the flat butt and the flat chest. And the next year they got nice breasts. And the next year, they keep improving. It's all from that reality show. Next thing you know, you got your coworker taking a week off, a month off, going to South America, Colombia,
get that body done.
With a big button. You be like, what happened? And they be like, oh, nothing.
Following trends.
Exactly. So it's all from TV. Everything is TV. That's
you
why
seen the ones that go wrong though, right?
Yes, I have.
Oh my God.
Worse than what they had. They should have kept what they had. I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't judge nobody. You do what you want to do, but all I say is if you're doing it for yourself is one thing because you're trying to enhance your beauty or whatever.
All of that
but don't do it for another person. Life. Don't do it for a man.
See, I look at it like this. I don't care what a woman look like on the planet. You know what I'm saying? There will always be a guy that will be attracted to that. I don't care what your body shape is, what your face looks like. There's always gonna be a man.
It's gonna be somebody. It's somebody for everybody.
Yeah, but nobody want to wait now. Everybody want right now.
And that's why they get what they get. They get what they get, and it be a bad situation. They be miserable. They got somebody, and they just miserable as hell.
And but toxic relationships is popular now. Like they find that cute. They find that shit cute.
That's crazy. Just to have somebody.
The toxic relationships be working. You know that.
Yo, it's popular now.
Understand you only got one life. And why would you live your life for someone else? And especially if they're not trying to make you happy. Why would you do that? Why would you waste your youth or your old middle age or any type of age being with somebody that's not out to make you happy or see you happy? You got a lot of times people sleeping with their enemies. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah. You got a man, y'all together, you in love with him, you think the world of him, and he hates your guts. He come home to you every day, lay in your bed, eat your food, and can't stand you. But this is it's a roof over his head and a food, a hot meal and a cot.
And some hot ass.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
I seen that. They hate your guts.
You know what's crazy? Don't got no woman. You know what these women need to stop doing? They need to stop putting up some of these guys.
Exactly.
Like, that's just providing dick. And I know a lot of niggas are gonna hate me for this, but like, yo.
But some of them ain't even getting dick. The man come home, don't touch me. Just
but look, all food. That just to say they got somebody.
Okay, just say yep. And then if you look at him and say you want something, he start a fight, punching your mouth. Bam. Now you got a fat lip. All you wanted was some dick. Now you got a fat lip. You know. So now y'all don't even stay in the same room. You on the couch, you in the room, or you in the, you on the couch, you in the room. It's all kind of y'all don't know what kind of relationship.
Yeah, I think quarantine when we had the outbreak, that destroyed a lot of relationships.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a fact.
I know that for a fact.
You know how many divorces came out of the freaking COVID quarantine?
It's because a healthy,
know each other that well, so they had to be together alone.
A healthy relationship gives you time to miss one another.
Yeah,
when
but
you're always together.
During the, why a lot of people died during this pandemic because they didn't want to go home. They instead of them going home in quarantine, and they was out there with that damn corona, and they brought it back home. They was like, yo, because I heard couples arguing and fighting. Why you going out there? It's a pandemic. Oh, I got things to do. I want to, the guys still going out there. They didn't quarantine. You had some guys not quarantining. Yeah. They were all out there.
A lot of domestic violence was happening in quarantine.
They gave their wives the corona. A lot of people didn't have to die. If everybody would have stayed inside and quarantined like they were supposed to, a lot of people would still be alive. There were people going out there just because they didn't want to go home. And then they brought that shit right back to the house. And the kids got it, and this one got it, and that back and forth. A lot of,
That's real talk, though. That's real talk.
Yeah, but
they were still hanging out. They were going out. They was their mistress. They was doing what they wanted to do during this pandemic.
I think the toxic relationships, that's what's trending right now.
It is. I don't find that shit cute though.
It's not.
To me, that shit's disgusting. Like, what are you doing? Like, yo, that's not cute at all.
It's horrible.
Look,
and then check this out. You think what's toxic? Watching your family member go through that. Okay, so these people are in a toxic relationship, but you as a sister, brother, mother, father, you got to watch it. And you're telling this person, oh, it's not working. Let it go. Let it go.
And tell them something, and they get mad at you. Like,
they like, I don't want to be by myself like you. I'm like,
They get I had friends that I had to cut off because of their toxic ass relationship. Because, and mind you, I wasn't the type of friend to sit there and be like, oh yeah, fuck him, this and that. Like, I never wanted to do that because I'm like, it's gonna compromise my friendship with my friends. So I'd rather be like, hey, so what do you want to do? What you gonna do? Because she would come over here crying, oh, he hit me. Oh, I think he's cheating on me. That's this, that, and the third. And it comes to a point where it's just like, how much of this am I gonna hear? Okay. And when are you going to do something about it? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, but we have a baby together. We have a baby together. This and that. And I love him and this that. But where's the love? It doesn't sound like love to me. That ain't love. So there's not so much I can say. And I'm just like, I'm here to empower you, uplift you, help you, give you encouraging words. But I'm going to get tired of it because now I'm sick and tired of you telling me the same shit over and over. I'm going to let you be. Go over there with your busted ass, non-working bum ass man. And leave me the fuck out of it because at the end of the day, he's gonna tell you to stop hanging out with me because he knows the type of woman I am, and he don't want. He wants you to stay stupid. He wants you.
You're the one, but you're the one that's gonna. We got to get rid of you because you're the threat.
Exactly.
You're the one that's educating her on what's right. And
right.
We need to get rid of you first.
Those are the guys that tell their wives or their girlfriends, "Oh, so and so's a hoe." Okay, because I'm by myself and I'm telling her. She needs to be happy with mama's life.
All right,
we don't need people like you around.
Who that? Keena, what up?
You feel me?
What's up?
Keena.
I had to come real quick. I got a meeting to go on.
Where's she at?
But I had to say a few things. The type wasn't working.
She talking. You don't hear her?
I don't hear her.
I hear her.
Let me see. Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to come off of your topic. What was y'all talking about? Because I was trying to get
it. Why people entertain toxic relationship, male and female?
White people?
Why? Not white people.
No. I know that part. I'm saying what y'all on right now. I don't want to go way far back and then y'all on some,
And I'm saying,
I was saying some shit just now.
Why people entertain toxic relationship, male and female?
Because they're damaged themselves.
Exactly.
They damage
And
themselves.
they're afraid to start over. They're afraid to start all over again. They're scared. They don't think that
all
they
right.
deserve.
Let me say this real
And they
quick. This
don't
is gonna
love
help
themselves. Period.
Because I'm gonna get on this meeting real quick. I got a business meeting. Okay.
Good.
Now, when I was in different relationships, because I'm not ashamed of my story.
Okay.
When I was in different relationships, I continued got hurt after hurt after hurt after hurt, right? Every man I began to attract was the same type of man, needy, right? So after a while, when I got saved, gave my life to God, right? I was gonna jump back into another relationship because I was the type like, listen, this dude gonna act up. Let me let him know who I am. I'm gonna go on to somebody else and get it, keep it pushing, because I was that type. I could care less, But then when I went on and tried to like date whatever, and I was like, nah, it's something ain't right about this picture. I have to take a step back. When I took a step back, that's when the healing process started, right? I was the type of person that, it's his fault. He did this to me. I'm always the victim, always the victim. Then I realized that it's something wrong with me. It's something I played a role in this too. So what role am I playing that I keep attracting these different men?
The same type of guy in a different body.
So far? Yeah, same type of guy, different situation. Because if you're dealing with yourself and you start seeing yourself, you don't have your self-esteem issues. It could go back to how your father treated you. You have to bring yourself back to why is this happening in the first place? It's not the man's fault. You understand? Because it's what it is exactly.
That person could be going through trauma too. That person could have been traumatized too growing up as a child.
But they have to figure it out on their own.
Exactly. But it could be two damaged ass people in a relationship and not realizing they both need to heal.
Right. But now me taking a step back from a relationship, maybe he moved on and went into another relationship with the same damage. But me, I took a step back and I had to figure out what it is of my triggers of why I'm doing the things that I'm doing to correct it. Because the whole thing boils down to make a long story short, is accountability. Once you accept accountability of what role you played in your relationship, that's the only way you can come outside yourself to heal. Right. So if you don't see yourself for who you truly are, you're not going to heal, because all you're going to do is pay. It's going to be the blame game. It's everybody's fault but yours. Even though, yes, they did hurt you, but there was a role and there was a reason why they were able to hurt you or get that close, because it was something in you that you had to fix. It all starts with you.
Yeah, that's what I literally said about myself earlier. I was in a lot of toxic relationships, and it was because I needed to heal. There was just stuff that you attract what you are. So being that I was, I was engaging in the toxic shit too. I was engaging in the toxic behaviors. I was attracting toxic men. I literally dated two narcissists. I didn't know at the time that they were narcissists. I learned about narcissism later on in life because everything started to make sense. I had an aha moment, like Oprah calls it, an aha moment. I was like, oh my God, this is what was going on in my life. This is the type of people I was dating. And it was the same shit back to back to back. The silencing, the gaslighting, the lying, the cheating, and it was just like, what is this life? Like shit. It was just a lot of hurt and a lot of pain.
But you see though, right?
Yeah.
You see, you have to get hurt in order for you to see that something is wrong. Do you believe that you got to get spun a couple of times in order for you to get the picture right?
You do have to experience life in order to learn. Failure is the number one part of life. Like you're gonna learn. It's gonna be a teacher. God allows you. This is what I love about God. He allows you to go out there and do it your way until you figure it out. I can't do it my way. That's why most people come back, because at the end of the day, you're gonna make your own choices. You're gonna make your own thing. You're gonna live life so you can learn it to understand where it is that you belong.
You gonna talk, Jay?
Right.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
background. There's a lot of echo.
You have a lot of noise in your background. If you're gonna speak, speak. If not, just mute
Me?
until you're ready to speak.
Apologies, my
background?
bad. I didn't know. It's me. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm seeing. Like, I think the females got to get spun a couple of times if we don't have like a mother like yeah. No, I'm saying if we ain't got a mother like you, that's gonna make sure your daughter is protected or so. If you notice, everybody here, they got spun a couple of times until they say, "Yo, I gotta give my vagina a break. I gotta work on myself first before I work on these people."
I mean, he's right, because at the end of the day, when you begin to understand, once you sleep with these people, it becomes a soul tie. See, this is deeper than what we really understand, because now you're tied to that person spiritually, and it's hard for you to let that person go because you just soul tied with somebody that got many soul ties. So now these souls, it's really
I think it's actually called the trauma bond.
No. It's deep. It's deep. This I'm not gonna.
No, I trust me. I get what you're saying. I get it's a transfer of energy.
No, it's deeper than that.
Yeah, actually, what it is.
I'm not religious at all. I'm spiritual.
No,
I'm
it's
not
not about religious. It's this life is. That's why I didn't want to go that far. But at the end of the day, when you do sleep with someone, you tie.
No,
yourself to them.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, because they're calling me for the thing. At the end of the day, when you tie you have to understand get to know the spirit behind him first or her first before you decide to say, well, I want to take it to that level, because maybe we would have saw that narcissist before that narcissist showed their face, because they've had their face for a while before you can even
Everybody's a narcissist.
Yeah.
It's not individualized.
No.
Everybody's not a narcissist.
No,
it's a fact. Everyone have a form of narcissism.
No, I'm an empath. So.
I'm not narcissist. I'm not a
No.
narcissist.
No, a narcissist is a dangerous person.
No. There's different levels. There's different levels of narcissism. But everyone's a narcissist.
When you talk about
pull a definition up of a narcissist.
No, I know the definition of a narcissist.
Let me look it up.
I'm not listening. I know the definition. I've studied a narcissist. But what I'm saying is
there's different levels to it.
No. See, this is it boils down to what I was trying to say. But like I said, this is deep.
I dated
but narcissists have certain manipulative ways. They don't feel. That's first of all. See, you would have to know the individual to identify that narcissist if you are a narcissist. You understand what I'm saying? So if that man is a narcissist, I will see the traits in the beginning. Once you lay down with that narcissist and that becomes a tie into your relationship, he begins to show himself, and it's hard to pull away because you're already in it. If that makes sense.
What you're saying is very valid, but he's not the only one that's actually giving you that form of narcissism. You're swapping energy with him as well. So the difference is for the first 3 men a woman sleep with, she takes on those energies and they change
it away, right?
They change her structure for life. She will still have the code of those 3 men within her. And she'll carry that on to her husband or whatever, or the relationship, because those men basically mold the type of woman she's gonna be.
This is
why
I tell females you can't be copying them bodies, because
you can't, because number one, it goes to our brain. See, a lot of things you got to understand. The semen, every man you sleep with, that semen goes into our bones. It's been studied by science. It goes to our bone and our brains, and wonder why a lot of females is not balanced in their brain cells. They have bipolarism. All that stuff plays part when we sleep with different people. I mean, it might be hard to believe, but when you really look back at yourself, to the person that sits back and heal, they start saying, wait, hold on, why was I this way? You get what I'm saying? Because it's a trigger in your brain cells from all the semen, all the men that you have slept with. This thing is really, it's scientifically proven.
That the semen does what?
It goes into your brain cells. This is DNA we talking about.
It's more than just DNA, Queen. You're right. You're right.
Right.
It's a spark. It's a form of electricity that's transferred.
It goes
So
into your brain. Yeah.
he adjusted her code the same way she adjusts his code, because
So maybe we're talking about maybe different like hormones that are released in the body when when
No.
You're an electric being, so your DNA.
You're talking about like the neurons and all of that stuff. Is that what you're talking about? Because I don't know about no semen going to my brain.
No, when the man releases inside of you, or any type of release, when he goes inside of you, and if you have different partners, it goes to your brain.
So let me ask you a question. So if that happens to the woman, what happens to the man?
Men don't get the same effect because we are built different.
But there has to be an effect.
No.
The man is an external force. The woman receives.
Yeah, we have a
because there's an energy transfer between both.
So what happened to the man is, I'm sorry, Queen. What happened to the man is he loses himself for 21 days. He doesn't regain his energy. He's putting his life force into the woman. And the life force, which is the spark, actually rewrites her DNA in a certain form. When a man and a woman sleep together, they become one, especially if they're truly connected. That's why they speak. Your body's a temple. That's why they say protect your temple. Yeah. You can't put everything into your temple.
I'm about to get off.
No, I agree.
But what I was trying to say early on the chat, that this life is so different. It's so deeper than what we actually look at it. We look at it at a natural state. But when we realize basically that we're spiritual beings and understand that what we do to our bodies affects us spiritually.
This is why I said women can't be doing what men be doing.
A woman cannot do what a man do. We have a womb. Our womb, first of all, I'm gonna make a physical point. When a woman sleeps with 5 different men in the same night, let's just say the same night, a man can tell by her cervix. Her cervix becomes stretched. When a man
sleeps with muscle, honey. That muscle contracts.
But listen, it does. But I'm talking about in one night. See, for us to contract that back, we would have to sit in a tub, or there's some other stuff that you can do, other tricks that women got to do. A man don't have to do all of that. A man, you will never know the man slept with 5 women in one night. You will not tell. A woman, you can tell. I'm just giving a physical standpoint.
I think that varies with all women. I don't think that's the case. And I think
first, number one, we don't know what a man feels because we don't have a penis.
She's actually right.
If we don't have a penis, we don't know what our vaginas feel like. That's first. We go off of what they say. That's why we need to hear. Oh, does it feel good? We want to hear that because
you don't know if your vaginal canal is tight. You don't know that?
No. Listen, it's not going to be tight. You slept with 5 different men in that night, different sizes. It's not going to be tight.
The same thing in your mouth, the same texture in your mouth is the same thing that's within her vaginal.
I think that I believe that every woman's vaginal canal is different. Maybe some women do stretch out a lot, but like I said, that's a muscle.
But in all men, you cannot. But this is my point. In all men, you cannot tell if he slept with 5 women in one night. And if we gotta be like, oh well, not every woman, it still happens. It doesn't happen in a man. So this is the difference between man and woman. Why we got to stop saying we could do what a man do. We cannot do it when we have to be a woman at all times. Stop comparing ourselves to what the world does and do what we need to do for a woman, because we have to carry ourselves.
My thing is that it's a double-edged sword when it's looked at as, but a woman is, women start getting called all type of names. You already know, hoe, this, that, smut, slut. But then a man is like, oh, it's okay because for centuries it's always been, they can do that. They can have they can have multiple women, and it's okay. And it's not.
Yeah, they can.
No, they can't. No, it's like it goes both ways.
It's hard to accept. It goes both ways. I understand your feelings.
I'm not gonna let you call me a hoe because I slept with 5 men.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay.
Men shouldn't be. It's not. That's the problem with this whole system. The patriarchy.
Why? But I don't understand why.
Like, oh yeah, we can have sex with 50 women, but no. If you,
why do we want to even be a man? That's the problem with the
Ain't nobody
society
said we
now.
gotta be a man.
But
Nobody said
no,
we gotta
that's
be a
what we're
man.
doing. Listen, if you think about it, that's what we're doing. We're comparing ourselves to another man.
fact.
We cannot be a man. A man cannot be a woman. We already know that,
Exactly.
right?
But
So
Yeah.
at the end of the
why
day,
is a woman's
May I answer?
sexual nature, sexuality, why does that have to be attacked all the time? If a woman
It's not
because
wants
being
to
we're
have
women,
sex
attacked.
today,
we're
sex
women,
tomorrow, the
and we
next
are the.
day,
Can
what is
I
the
answer?
problem?
Go
Can
ahead.
I answer?
Right. I want to
Go ahead.
answer
Um,
too.
Guys,
the
guys, if
reason,
you
This
the
don't
is the
reason,
problem. This is the
there's some talk.
problem.
Can we mute our mic and let whomsoever is going to talk, and so we don't
Go
hear
ahead.
no feedback?
Go ahead.
Can we mute
um,
and just give that person the floor so he could talk?
um, the reason why a woman gets demonized, right? Because the Europeans actually changed the format of how the Trinity is. They created a patriarchy to give the men the point to feel like they rule. But in actuality, if you look at nature, nature has always been a matriarchy, right?
Yes.
The woman came first.
Yes.
Period. I don't give a shit how we look at it as men and we act like we big and bad. That's why
Exactly.
every man has a mother and so on and so forth. The X come before the Y. Point blank, period. So because the woman don't know who she is and know the power she governs, everybody
Exactly.
actually put her in this box. But the reason why it affects the woman more is because she's the receiver, right? The man is the giver. He's eternal.
You're breaking up, OD.
You're breaking up.
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
You're breaking
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm at work, so forgive me. But what I'm saying is, she's a receiver. He's a giver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was placed here to repopulate the earth. That's why he can maneuver a certain way. But how you can tell a man sleeps with a quantity of women is by watching, see how old he gets. Because every time he sleeps and he ejaculates, he give away a piece of his life force, right? And it literally takes us 21 days to gain that back.
Mm-hmm.
But until the woman actually look at herself and how powerful she is to realize she's the actual mother of everything,
Mm-hmm.
all that bullshit will stop. Because there's no such thing as a patriarchy. A Batimanism that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, watch you talk about those guys
Excuse me.
here. Leave them
Yeah,
alone.
I'm just saying, like, overall, they try to convert us into that crap, but that's not of us. It's always been woman, man, and child, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
first thing they attack is the families. That's why when I'm starting to be over the whole men versus woman crap.
Mhm.
This men is going to keep us divided. You don't see this in other countries. You don't see in white culture and any other culture besides black culture where men or women have to always place the blame game. It's men's fault, it's women's fault. Women can do this, men can do
Exactly.
this. It's
And the
starting to be
competing.
it has that has to stop. That's first of all.
Right.
And I'm gonna
And
make
we,
one more
and we
point before
compete with one another. We compete. Why are we competing with
we
one
always
another?
compete with
You
one
know,
another instead of coming together because
exactly.
if we are but like I said, I'm not going to go there. But anyway,
You
what I'm
can.
trying to say
You
is that
go there. Because this race has been jacked up for years, and it's time that we wake up and
we have to
find
accept
out who we
we gotta
are,
come out
who
of
we
our
are,
emotions.
and what
We
and
have to
how
come out
it
of
is
the
on the
emotions.
whole world. Because
Yeah,
it's not
the
man and woman. It's
Yeah.
it's with all of the races. Once they find
Yes.
out our identity and who we are and where we are supposed to be in this world, you know, that's why they're trying to keep us divided and keep us in the way we are, because we will be over all other races. Because
But we're not black people are really not a race. But
it's not. It's not.
At the end of the day, it's like this man versus woman. We can do what a man do. I'm the man. No roles. That stuff gotta go. This is new age stuff. This is what they're telling you to do now. If we go back to the way structure and family is supposed to be and design, then we would be okay. Because family is what, once they remove the family, the black man out of the home, it was destruction. Point blank, period. I don't care what nobody say.
That's
You
true.
can argue with me all day. Once the man is the most under attack. I don't care what nobody say either. You can argue with me all day about that too. The man is number one attack because women, we're emotional beings.
Yo, bro,
Okay.
yo,
We
who you
emotional
found her, bro?
beings.
She's on point, bro. Like, damn.
She is.
We are emotional beings, and we think with emotions. Men are seers. They view, they look, and they see. That's why I said earlier, the
Great
man is
sister.
designed.
Hallelujah. Woo.
The man is designed to give his life to his wife because he's the protector.
Exactly.
Whoa, hold on on that
And
one.
the
Hold on.
woman and
Hold
the
on
I
on
gotta
that
get
one.
off, but this is good. This is my
So
topic.
wait,
That's why I had to get on real
talk
quick.
about it.
Bro,
What
we have
is
to
she
be
walking
careful.
into
Like, we have
because
to know
the
our
woman,
place. Is that what you're
although the
saying?
woman stays and take care of the home, she tells the man to go out there and to do what he has to do to take care of the family.
It's
But
not. Let me tell you something. It's not about a woman trying to be a man. It's not that.
Of course not.
I just said earlier, women have been oppressed for many years, and it's come to a point where we
Which
are now
woman?
doing the same
Which
things that men
woman?
are doing. Meaning, like in the workforce, having jobs, being able to have our own bank account,
Queen, that wasn't
do
us.
this, do that, all those things that we were not allowed to do for many years because it was always all about the man. And that's why men now
But the man,
feel like
That wasn't us.
men turned into
wait. The man actually brought structure to all of that, even if he didn't have an opportunity
But
to
it was
do that.
because women didn't even have a voice because we had to do everything.
No.
That's why she said women being in the house and men going out there to work.
The white woman.
You
The
want
white
to talk
woman.
about
The white
you
woman
wanna
have a
talk about
voice.
what women weren't allowed to do because of man. What about what
Even
women?
white women were being oppressed. All women.
A white
all women.
woman.
but you gotta look
No.
at where we coming from. We wasn't even allowed to read a damn book. We was killed if we had to read.
That's a lie. That's a lie too.
We had to work our way. We had to work our way up to every little thing that we
Exactly.
That's a miseducation. That's miseducation.
With that being said, because you now are able to do all these things, have a job, make your own money.
Yeah, but you
this,
can't blame that on the
whatever.
man. You can't
It's
say
not
that
you.
our
It's
man
not that
didn't.
you want to be a man or you want to be the man.
No,
It's
but
just,
you can't blame the man for us not having those opportunities or those choices. It had nothing to do with our men. Our men wasn't allowed to do a lot of things that we weren't. Like we fought for these rights. We fought to have the right to have.
So you're saying patriarchy has nothing to do with Hispanics and blacks, or it has nothing to do with that? That's what you're saying?
It affects us more when the so-called black woman took on the feminine movement of the white woman. That's when shit was going all downhill.
Yeah.
Our woman was never struggling for work and nowhere because we had our own communities and we built certain things. The women were running things. Black man was never fighting against his woman for anything. The white woman didn't have a say so in the house, so she was distraught and messed up. So what they did, y'all went and go mind somebody else's business and take on their energy
and fight for their rights. Because
and everything when them jumping don't benefit or no. It affect or no. Point blank, period. That's why them put Planned Parenthood in the neighborhood to kill our food and picnic while I'm trying to kill them.
Would you say that you
exactly?
So, what would a structure of a home look like for you?
For me?
Yeah, how would it look like? How would you like your marriage or your relationship to look like in the home? What would it look like to you?
Honestly,
what are the roles and how would you what is your ideal like relationship? What are the roles?
Honestly,
how would it look like?
Honestly, to me, I'm into polygamy. I feel like there should be a second woman in the house. The reason why?
Oh no!
Because let me finish because y'all gonna jump off on emotionally thinking about the sex, right?
No.
But if you let me finish,
I'm gonna get off. I'm just saying bye.
Okay. All right,
okay, bye.
Thanks for coming through. Peace and love.
Thanks for your input.
No, it was definitely good. I would like to stay on more, but they're calling me. They're like, "Why are you not in this meeting?" Okay,
right.
But remember, we got to stop this division. So stay positive, and this abortion stuff is just a setup. Do not fall for it because we're going into a new world order. Be careful what you support. If you're going with the government, you are in trouble. So that's gonna be my message.
Exactly.
All right. Y'all have a blessed day.
This is God's time right now. God's time to come back. He's done.
Oh, you want me to talk?
Yeah, say what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, when most women hear about polygamy, bro, they thinking about the sexual aspect of it. No, I want the woman to select the other woman. The reason being is, I don't want my kids to be in a school where people that oppress us and violate us, kill us, poison us continuously daily to teach my children. A lion doesn't mix with hyenas. point blank period, right? So a second woman in a house not only bring balance, it takes away the stress from you. I can care less if y'all fall in love and start going against me, long as the structure of the house is strong. If you pay attention to everything, how we was brought up, I'm Jamaican, right? My aunties was there, my mom was there, my grandmother was there. The structure was on point. That's how I view family. It's about the kids and the strength of the woman, right? Once the woman is strong, the man had peace, that household will never fall. And that's how I view a relationship. I don't want to keep the man to himself, but I have the man on that stress him out. I'm fear to put him torch through the door and come home. Because your mouth is very powerful. Right? So you can't do it by yourself. You need help. So why not go with another woman? It don't have to be sexually. It could be for the empowerment of the house.
Yeah, I'm not into polygamy. So.
Exactly. You don't have
Why?
to have.
Why don't you like? Well, hold on. Let me ask you a specific question.
I'm not going to, judge you for that. If that's what you like. That's what you like. And there's going to be women that are into.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that the house is going to be strong because you got two women in there. You might have two women.
But
in
you
there
got a queen. But what kind of woman? What kind of woman are you picking?
Check out your ancestor, your forefather, Abraham. Abraham and Sarah. They got with Hagar.
That's another race. That was not my forefather.
No, but that's well, it was mine. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, those are my forefathers. And Abraham took Hagar, his concubine, to have a baby with. When the Creator said have the child with Sarah, they did that, and it was a mess. They had to throw that baby, that boy out of that house because it was a mess. You're making a mess.
That's one instant. That's one instant, though.
That's folklore and fairy tales. That's not even.
That's one instant, though. But if you listen to what he said, right? Let's just dissect what he said, right?
Okay.
If you look
in the house. Go ahead.
Don't you have aunties and sisters and so on? When they were around, wasn't the household a lot stronger? Did anybody walk in that yard and cause any trouble?
It's only benefiting. I mean, I feel like it's more benefiting the man. How about what if it's two men and a woman?
Yeah, if that's what you feel like you want and you can handle, go for it.
A lot of men don't like that though.
No, I wouldn't give a damn as long as if you're gonna make the household stronger and it's gonna be empowering for the kids. I don't care.
I have a question to ask you. My wife actually brought this to my attention. Who needs companionship more, the man or the woman?
That's not traditional. If you all about tradition,
I'm asking you a question.
The woman, both of them, everybody needs companionship.
Listen to the question again. Who needs companionship more, the man or the woman?
The woman.
I say we both need it.
Nah, the woman. A man will function. A man will function better without a man will build a whole community without that. A woman needs that.
That's not true. No, because there's women that go. No, it's women.
All right,
women.
I asked you guys a question. You guys haven't answered the question properly.
Woman.
I said a woman.
I say a man. I say a man need more companion than a woman. That's why he goes out there and he's sleeping around with all these women.
All right.
And a woman.
But that's not for companionship. That's just for nice time.
If you notice, in regardless with what Jaden said,
right,
the man always need companionship more than a woman. The woman is always alone, just to let you know.
Yes.
The man.
What?
Listen before you chop my head off. The reason why I say that, and when my wife brought it to my attention, it made sense. The woman is always alone. All right. When a man and a woman is married, who always die first? The man, right? Right.
Sometimes it depends.
Most of the time, the man.
I mean, are you gonna throw out some statistics?
Wait. I just listen.
Hey, Brooks. I'm gonna let you finish, but can I interject on that one statement? Who dies first?
Yeah, you're gonna say the woman cooking food and pies.
She controls how long the dude lives. Yeah. So
yeah, but hold on. The reason why I'm saying is this. The reason why I'm saying the man needs more of companionship than the woman, and the woman is always alone. In most cases, the man always died first. If a woman can also go a longer period without a guy. A guy cannot do that. A guy might take a break, but in the end, he will always need a woman. That's why I'm saying a man needs a woman more than a woman needs more of a man. More man.
Brooks.
Woman,
if a man is not on his purpose,
the man needs more companionship more than the woman.
I don't agree.
All right.
I agree.
You know why?
You
know why I don't agree with that? Listen, let me say why I don't.
When
agree.
I mean, you just said you into polygamy. You want some women. Like, come on now.
Wait. That's okay. If he wants that, that's work for him. That's work for him.
I'm just saying, you talking about companionship, right? He needs more companionship.
Listen,
no, you're being funny.
When a man get his heart broken, right? What does he do? He stops dating for a while, right? But then he will seek a woman again, right? A woman could take a break, and she could take a break for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever time,
and be fine.
But a man will always seek a woman.
Okay, that's only if she's occupied. Because if a woman doesn't have a child, she's gonna be out there.
A woman don't need to go in a relationship.
My child is gone and I ain't out there.
She don't need to go jump through. I'm not talking a girl that just want to be in a relationship just because she want to be with somebody. I'm talking a woman that knows herself.
Exactly.
And could be like, yo,
respects
I don't
herself,
need to be with anybody.
Knows her worth.
I could myself.
Exactly.
Show me a woman that know herself.
I'm by myself. I've been by myself for 9 months.
No. Listen to me. Show me a woman that actually know her.
I've been single longer than that. But.
Show me a woman who know herself. Show me a woman who know herself.
A man needs more of a companionship than a woman.
Show me a woman who really know herself.
We're gonna have to read.
I know myself. What the hell?
You know yourself. Let me ask you. You say you know yourself, right? What is your eating habits like?
What is eating
habits? I eat normal.
I eat like a pig.
I eat 3 balanced meals a day.
I eat like a pig. What that got to do with knowing yourself?
Because I'm going to break it down. Your food has everything to do with your mindset. So you eat blood, right?
Meaning
meat. Yes.
You eat meat, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't know yourself. Reason why is because if you eat blood, the more blood you consume, the more testosterone you have as a woman. So you're off balance. That's one, right?
What?
2.
No.
What?
And just because
bro, let me land, bro.
Let him talk his crazy shit.
Let him land.
Because y'all think it's crazy. The queen was on here telling y'all earlier it's deeper than just everything what you see outside of yourself. If a woman
listen to me, I don't need her to tell me nothing. I know myself. I'm spiritual. She's probably. Let me tell you, I know y'all gonna get mad at what I'm about to say, but I do not read the Bible. I'm not religious, and I don't believe that there's a God. There's a higher being. Yes, there is. There's something higher and bigger than us. But I don't believe about the Bible is a man-made book. It was stories that was written. I don't believe in none of that shit.
I'm sorry, no disrespect to you, but that's definitely how I know you don't know yourself. Because if you didn't know yourself, you would know that you are the portal and you bring life in. Let me finish.
Exactly. Not
you. Therefore, you are the God. So why are you speaking as if God is something else outside of yourself?
Because that's what the Bible says. That's why I said I'm not into the Bible.
You believe in it a little bit. It's okay.
I'm into
it's
it.
okay.
I don't believe.
Okay, that's what the Bible says. You believe in it a little bit.
I know that it resides within me. I know that I am the light.
Yo, Kels, if a man is on his purpose, bro, he doesn't require a woman. A man that's focused and doing what he's supposed to do, right? A man's supposed to amplify a woman.
Right.
A man is supposed to amplify a woman.
Eventually, we'll seek a woman. Eventually.
Because that's how you, Brooks, if a man seek a woman to repopulate the earth, bro, he has to do that. That's how you continue generation.
But I'm saying a woman don't need to do that. A woman could hold out as long as she wants.
So can a man, bro, when you're at your highest peak of creativity as a man, you don't think about sex or go. You're more in your masculine energy. Therefore, your creativity process changes. You're not saying you're not attracted to women, but you don't require them, bro.
I understand, but eventually you will seek one. That's what I'm saying. Eventually, you will seek one. A woman could just be like, I don't need that. I'm good.
Is that before or after she broke? Is that before or after she got her heart stepped on?
No,
That's after
listen,
she
no,
got
no,
stumped.
listen here now. Listen to
That's probably
my
acting.
defense. I knew that in order for me to heal, I needed to be by myself. I just said earlier that I was engaging in toxic relationships, that I needed to heal from childhood trauma. I've been through a lot of a lot of life, and by a lot doesn't mean like a lot of men. I just mean in general situations, things that happened to me in my life that were very traumatic. You understand? So I needed, and I said I had a spiritual awakening. I started to, rediscover myself. It was just, mental, emotional, spiritual, it was everything all in one. I used to drink a lot. I stopped drinking. I've been sober for 2 years. I felt like my third eye was opening. So all this was happening in my life. And I said, you know what? I need to be by myself. It's not that I'm on some like, oh, I don't need a man. No, it's just like I need to be alone because I need to do what I need to do for focus on myself, my needs, self-love,
Exactly, to find
self-care.
yourself.
You
Exactly.
understand? That's all it is.
Rebuild
And I really
yourself.
do feel content. I feel content. I feel happy. I feel whole. I don't need a man to complete me. You don't need another human being to complete you. You complete yourself. If I bring a man into my life, it's so that we can whatever
He's
be happy
supposed to
together.
add to it.
Let's enjoy each other. Let's enjoy life together. Let's share memories. Let's be happy.
Exactly.
It's not about I need. No. So
absolutely
that's
not.
why I chose to be alone. I don't have to be alone. I'm a wonderful catch. I'm a beautiful woman. I want to love and be loved. I want to embrace something healthy. And when it shows up, when it comes into my path, it'll happen. I don't have to be out here looking for it.
Exactly.
I can respect that.
Queen, you said all that beautiful things. Everything you just said was beautiful and powerful, which is true, right? But you're not whole by yourself. The only time, and this is a deep aspect, the only time a woman and a man become whole is when they find the individuals they truly connect with, and they're both on the same thing you're just on. You said your third eye open, you stopped drinking for 2 years, so on and so forth. Once we start cleaning our systems and we come together, that's when we become 100%. You're not 100% by yourself.
Okay. I want to find my twin flame, but like I said, he'll reveal himself or come into my life when he's ready, when we're ready. I guess it'll happen. It's not something you search for.
All right. So there's a video that I want to go over before we come to a close.
I have to depart. I have to go to work in the morning. It's 11:11 on the clock. It's my birthday. Yeah, it's time for me to go. I have to say goodnight to you guys.
Good night, love. Thanks again for coming through. Appreciate it.
I appreciate all of you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Love, peace, happiness. Have a good night. Have a blessed night.
Good night.
Gratitude.
I enjoyed your input.
Oh, likewise.
All right.
Good night.
Everybody bless up.
Bless up.
Bless up.
Manners and respect, King.
Yeah. So how you guys feel about this year? Let me just share the screen. Then we wrap.
Yo, Mike, I'm about to bring some effort, not you.
No effort. Where is it?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out. How are you helping yourself when you're only getting food for just one and not the other kids, his siblings? Them are his siblings though. He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating at McDonald's. No. Why do I gotta put? No. He's not finna eat that at all if you can't bring enough for everybody. Yes. How is that dumb? You sound dumb.
Nobody told you talk to mother. You had the mother kids. They're your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
3 kids that ain't mine.
Yeah, you know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
It's not my problem.
But if you're trying to help out though,
All right. How you guys feel about that?
Wow, that was deep. That was
Trifling.
deep. It's deep. It's deep. I understand where the man is coming from, but he's
They're
wrong.
both right.
If he wanted to only feed his child, he should have came and got him, took him out of there, took him better, and then bring him back. That's hurtful for the other kids. That's he's hurting the
I
other
would have
kids.
grabbed mine and fed mine and brought mine back.
Yeah, take him out the house and then bring him back.
Bro.
If you don't have enough money, if you don't have enough money,
Bro,
if you don't have enough
I'm not
money
obligated to them others.
Nah,
Yeah,
he wasn't wrong. He was not wrong, and she was correct as well.
no, he
but her
was
way-
wrong to bring
No,
one
he
bag
wasn't.
of food when there's more than one child
No,
there.
he wasn't.
No,
No,
he
he
was
wasn't.
not. He was taking care of his child.
He's taking
He
care
had
of
his
his
one
kid.
child.
But his child is not in the house with only just him. He has brothers and
It
sisters.
doesn't matter.
He should have
Yeah.
took his child outside of that house because you.
That's
how
what I
do you
said.
have
I would have did that.
you would hurt other children. You could, even though they're not yours, you can literally come in a house where there's other kids. They don't understand. They don't know. They see their brother getting something. You would literally come in there and give your child something and let his siblings look hungry and hurt them.
Hey, Queen, I got a question.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of guy, but I look at. I don't take sides. I'm looking at it from a standpoint. Let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. When he brought the food, right? How did he know the child was hungry?
How did he know the child was hungry?
Yeah, look on it for a minute.
The child might not even be hungry. When you visit your kid, if you were not living with your child and you were co-parenting, when you go visit your child, normally you bring your child something, whether he's hungry or not. You don't know. You bring something. But in this case, there's other children around, and so not to offend anybody, you would take your kid out if you're going to give them, or you bring something for the other kids.
But what about suppose him can only afford one meal, right?
That's what I was saying.
Then you get the kid and you take him outside and you say, you come with nothing, and you just ask the mother, can I spend time with my son? And you take your son and you buy him McDonald's, whatever you want to give him. Then you take him back there to be among the kids. What you're doing is hurting the children.
I get that concept, but I don't think he's wrong, though. I get that concept. You're right, but I don't think he's wrong.
I agree with what you just said.
I don't think he's
Those
wrong.
kids
You're right.
No, those kids will be having that when they grow up. They're going to think about it. They might even hate their brother and beat him up. Your father bought you, and they might beat him up. You don't know what's going to go on. He might be setting his son up to get beat up every time he comes over and bring him something. I'm the baby of 5 siblings. My mother used to come home with one cookie, and all these kids was hers. And she would only bring me a cookie so I could go in the room with her and tell her what was going on in the household. I would get that cookie, I would eat, and I would rat on all my siblings. When my mother went to work the next day, they beat my ass. They dragged me through that house. And then that night, my mom came home with another cookie. I didn't learn my lesson. I went and sat and ate the cookie and told on everybody. You can cause a lot of problems with children like that. You love
sugar.
Huh?
But you love sugar, but why you not looking at the mom?
No.
First of all, this is the thing that was wrong. There's more than one thing about him bringing food for his kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way she's sitting around the kids and classing the men is a problem as well, right? Yes, he could have, out of courtesy, bring extra food, but he chooses if he wants to be courteous or not, right? It's not his responsibility, but given the fact that you're a man to kids, it's a different scenario. So we choose to do stuff and walk the extra mile. But what if the relationship with the mom is not good? What if she put him through hell? He's only focusing on his kids. You can't blame him for focusing on just his kids. Without a father them there. Why them not bring my dad out?
She ain't even beefing with them guys. But look what they did in the end. They said the couple who made the McDonald's skit became famous overnight. What they did actually spark a great debate on the subject that is common in the communities. Is it good to see everyone take on this subject?
Yo, my them trick with? I trick
Yeah.
them trick with?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Now start my business, yo.
So they got rich off of that skit, huh? They got rich. They got enough food. Now they got enough money to feed all the kids. You know.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, it's just common courtesy. You know.
My thing is this, right? All right. You see, if I was 27, that little nigga ain't getting shit from me. I'm just here to see my kid. Now I'm 42 now. What I'm gonna do is I'll come there the first time and I'll treat them. And let me tell you something: McDonald's is not cheap anymore. But if I know I gotta come over there and I gotta feed all them little niggas that ain't mine, I'm gonna bring a pie of pizza.
That's what I'm thinking. I was
right?
gonna say that.
I'll do that 1, 2, 3 times. But if that shit becomes a habit, I'm like, whoa. We're not feeling to do that. We're not gonna do that. You're basically taking advantage of me right now. I don't mind helping, but I'm not gonna take on that responsibility of feeding all your goddamn kids because your stamps didn't come through for whatever reason.
Right, it's not your obligation.
It's not my
kid. That's when you come in. That's when you tell her, I'll pick my son up, leave my son outside the house.
That's
what I would do.
There you go. You gotta
go
route
pull up
around that.
I would go pull
McDonald's?
up and grab mom like, yo.
McDonald's is not cheap.
Fuck no.
I'm telling you, that shit is expensive.
Yo. When it's still on the Newman burger, man.
No, we're not eating it. I'm just saying if that was me, I would have brought pizza at first. And then if she ever even, I would want her to open her mouth, be like,
where you go? What happened?
And drop out that and put himself in the background. I wouldn't do that though, even as much as you see me talking crap. Because me and my kids' mom don't get along, and even if I'm buying something for them to eat, I ask her if she's hungry.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when something starts becoming a job, it becomes costly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it all the time. You once in a while, cool, but not all the time. Once in a while.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
Like you could help out,
but then you got the right to say, well, I like to pick up my son and I'll take him for a couple of hours and I'll bring him back. You got that right too. But you want to go sit up in her house. What she's saying is, you sitting up in my house, you're gonna bring. I got 5 kids. You bringing 1 bag of food? No, you're not coming up in here with that 1 bag of food.
Yo, that expensive, that costs more than get.
A fact.
Yes. So.
A fact. It's okay. It's okay to help out, but when something starts becoming more of like a job, that's where we got to draw the line.
But not to all women. Don't you think it's a job?
I got a clip out early, yo. You heard?
Take yourself, Snipe. Thanks for coming through.
Yo, bless up everybody, yo. You heard?
Bless up, King.
Okay.
Just
Isn't having kids a full-time job? Not saying all women, but like some women use it as a,
Yeah, we know that they're gonna use it as a weapon, as a pawn, because that's to show how immature they are. You feel me? When people are immature, they're gonna do what they gotta do because they're gonna do it where it's gonna be beneficial for them. So my thing is just to try to not be for that lady. Eventually she'll summon you. Just wait it out. And I learned that from personal experience. Eventually she'll summon you. But don't be for her. Don't engage with her. Eventually, when that child acts up, she will summon you to be like, yo, I need you to. And then you play your part.
Yeah, what to do with my friend, yo? Where my friend gone, mate? I want him to them baptize you.
She went to go do her thing. But
I
anyway,
about you, them baptize you, my youth. That when you come so nice.
I'm always nice.
Anyway, thanks for having me on, though. Hey, God,
no doubt.
Thank you.
Thanks again for coming through.
And the queen you had on earlier was dope, bro. I appreciate it.
When you have your show, send me a link, all right?
I'll try, bro. I don't know who me I talk to you. The man change, yo.
Oh my goodness.
So the man got church, got baptized. The devil got baptized. Nah, joke, man. Have a good one, King. Bless up, Queen. Have a good night.
Okay, you too.
Miss Boone,
Nice
take
talking
care
with
yourself.
you.
Thanks for coming through again, all right? Guidance.